Senator Lindsey Graham. Now, we're talking before about those tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela, which means the U.S. is threatening regime change. And Lindsey Graham, as he's known to do, is very keen on the prospect of another government being overthrown.
Yes.
Friday, Defense Secretary Hegseth ordered the deployment of the Navy's most advanced aircraft carrier, the Gerald Ford, to Latin America. President Trump was asked if he planned to ask Congress for a declaration of war. Take a listen.
I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
You don't need an aircraft.
Well, you know, he's being pretty blunt about it. Now, like, one thing worth noting, like, on top of the fact that it's illegal to just kill people, right, randomly, is there's very little evidence that these people that he's killed are bringing in drugs. Like, in fact, two of the people who survived one of the strikes, they're being expatriated back to their home countries, like Ecuador and Colombia, I think. Like, if they really were narco terrorists, you think the U.S. would be just letting them go back home? I strongly doubt it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, look, but this is the playbook for everything, right? Whether it's happening in Iraq or Palestine or here, right? We just indiscriminately kill and then put the label, slap the label on them later.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Obama's actually drone strike program was. Like, Obama's doctrine was he'd kill people, and then if they were found to be of combatant age, then they'd be declared to be a combatant.
Exactly.
So you know, there is some continuity there between Trump and Obama. Although Obama, I don't think ever assassinated people on fishing boats in the Caribbean. I think Obama had.
Geographically, there is some difference there, right? Yeah. The kinds of people. But the other difference, of course, is that Trump is just very open and honest and blunt about it. You know, like, that's the thing. We have Trump who's just speaking what it is, right? He's the id, and then you have over here Lindsey Graham here to kind of he's the escalating tensions guy, you know.
Well, let's hear from the man himself, because he's loving life right now with what Trump is doing.
Carrier to hit drug boats. Are land strikes planned?
Yeah.
I think that's a real possibility.
Like,
I think President Trump's made it.
Say it again, Pranav.
Like, he just had that creepy smile on his face the whole time, you know? He's like, yeah, talking about murder or killing. He's just sitting there like this. Lindsey Graham, he looks, I don't know what he tells his plastic surgeon, first of all. You know? He's like, make me look like a boy or something, you know? He looks like a Chucky doll, right? That's like, the more he ages, the younger and more creepy he looks. But I'm sorry, maybe we shouldn't, we don't need to make fun of him or his plastic surgery, but let's hear what he has to say.
Well, it's also like he always wins, no matter who's in power. He's always getting what he wants. Like, even though his regime change addiction is not popular, like, nobody wants it, but he just always gets it, no matter who's in power. And
he is the devil. He is the devil.
The decision that Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, is an indicted drug trafficker, that it's time for him to go, that Venezuela and Colombia have been safe havens for narco terrorists for too long. And
this is so funny. Like, first of all, the U.S. Encouraged drug trafficking with the dirty wars in the 80s. We all know the role of the CIA in the drug trade. Putting all that aside, he's like singling out Venezuela and Colombia because they have left-wing governments. Like, that's all this is. That's just
100%. It's 100% about oil with Venezuela. You know, I mean, it's about a friend. It's got nothing to do with drugs at all. If, in a weird way, to me, this is almost like an extension of Trump's trade wars, where he just wants to get better terms on the drugs, right? Yeah. Because the MAGA people all love cocaine, right? This is like a well-established fact, I think. They're all really into cocaine. I think they just want to make sure that they want to make cocaine great again. You know what I mean? That's what it is. They don't want the fentanyl in there or anything like that. They want their own terms for it. They want to be setting the terms for it, right? MAGA people, they're all cokeheads. The left Democrats, they're like stoners. They're all into mushrooms. But yeah, that's what it is.
You know, this cartel that they say Maduro is the head of, it's called the Cartel of the Suns. Funnily enough, which is just always how these things work. The Cartel of the Suns, which doesn't even exist anymore, it did exist back in the 90s. And guess what? They worked with the CIA. They worked with the CIA.
Also, I want to also pay special note because this is so relevant, but it's the Al-Qaeda playbook. It's all the other playbooks that we've seen, right? Like we support these things. They become less useful or they turn on us somehow. Boom, they become terrorists. But now they're narco-terrorists, right? Yeah. Now we're starting to hyphenate terrorists. You know what I mean? Islamo-terrorist, narco-terrorist, eco-terrorist. I dread to see what's down the pipeline of other things that can be slapped on, hyphenated with the word terrorist.
I mean, anything is possible under the sun. And this cartel of the Suns, which they falsely claim Maduro is the head of, literally in the 90s, the CIA let them ship drugs to the U.S. because they wanted to infiltrate drug dealers, which I'm sure went really, really well for them. But it's just every single time, just rinse and repeat. Not only is the allegation false, but in fact, we're more guilty of whatever we're accusing the designated bad guy of, in this case, Maduro.
I would be fine with extrajudicial killings if we also did the same to the Sacklers or something. You know what I mean? Like, let's drone strike a couple of Sacklers here and there, and then we can all feel like, okay, this is, there's some consistency here.
If you were drone striking the Sacklers, you have a lot of art galleries just getting randomly bombed because their names are everything. Exactly. Like you go to some art opening. All right, back to Lindsey.
President Trump told me yesterday that he plans to brief members of Congress when he gets back from Asia about future potential military operations against Venezuela and Colombia. So there will be a congressional briefing about a potential expansion.
Say it again.
You just kind of slides Colombia in there as well, right? We already have the mission creep, you know what I mean? First it's Venezuela, Maduro, go back to Chavez, this, that, Venezuela, and Colombia.
Colombia. Yeah. Just throwing it in there casually.
They're of a piece.
Expanding from the sea to the land. I support that idea, but I think he has all the authority he needs.
From the sea to the land. He's like doing a spin on from the river to the sea. From the sea to the land, we're gonna invade and make a stand. I don't know. Yeah,
it's a total perversion, but you gotta love it.
Senator Gallego on another network accused President Trump and our military of committing murder by attacking these drug boats. To our men and women in uniform, you're not murdering anybody. You're making America safer by going after a narco-terrorist. You're following lawful orders.
All right. Well, the general has spoken, everybody. The general has spoken.
When President Bush.
Just following orders. I mean, you would think whoever's writing this kind of dreck for him would do a little bit better than going back to the actual Nazis. Like, you're just following orders, guys. That's all it is. You're following orders. Again, it's so crazy to me how they have not really even tried to evolve the language from War on Terror 1.0. It's the same kind of rhetoric of just you're not murderers, you're keeping America safe, you're protecting our freedoms. Yeah. I mean, they haven't tried, even attempted to evolve it at all.
No, none. But I can see someone making that excuse, if they say a soldier just randomly kills someone in the Caribbean seas, they'll be like, "Sir, I was just following orders from General Lindsey Graham, sir."
Exactly.